Hey guys, I am live today with Cody Butler. He is an amazing consultant who has made the move from UK to Sydney, had a child, and was forced to go from nothing to almost 30,000 in 60 days last year. So he's now obviously got his own agency that's going exceptionally well, but he's also teaching other consultants how to do the same. So Cody, super excited to have you on the show, and let's just get into it, brother. Tell us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me here today.
So, man, how did this all start? I know you said you ran an agency in the UK, and what was your introduction to, I guess, the marketing world in the first place?
Sure. So the abridged version, the quick version, is back in around 2007. I started kind of an online business with no capital. I was a music teacher at the time, teaching guitar. Had long hair. Bit of a hippie. Decided I wanted to make a few bucks, right, and making it online seemed to be the way to do it. So I started an online business. Had no budget whatsoever to market it, so I had to kind of learn the tricks of the trade myself. So I got pretty good at SEO. I got that business. I was getting like 1,000 visits a day to that website off the SEO that I was doing. And it was pretty successful. It was a pretty good result. So my fiance at the time, my wife now, she's Australian. I'm English. We were both in England, and her visa was coming to an end. So we wanted to get married, and we applied for a marriage visa. And they said that I had no demonstrable income. I had to get a job to do that. So I kind of like scratched my head a little bit at that point, and just kind of looked at what marketable skills that I have, and just went to Craigslist and see what jobs were advertised, and there was a job just down the road from me for an SEO exec. So applied for it, went there the next day, and then 24 hours later they hired me pretty much. I started working the next day, and it's like I was terrified, man. I showed up for the first day at work, and I almost walked out. I was so out of my depth, it was unreal. So I told them, I said I want an office, a desk in the corner of the office, because I like to work quietly. So I could turn my screen around, so I was Googling the answers to all the questions everybody was asking. But that was my introduction to marketing, really, agency life. So
Oh man, that's brilliant.
I did that for about a year. Saw the money that was involved in the agency, saw the kind of clients that they were getting. I just thought, look, I can do this myself. I don't know why I'm working for these guys. So started my own agency in the UK. And got that up to around, it took me, I think, around 18 months to get that up to about 180K, something like that, a year in revenue, which was pretty darn good for me at the time.
I guess the big question here is how? That's what people are wondering. How do you manage to grow that big so fast?
I'm motivated. So the answer to that is to be perfectly honest with you. There's only really two reasons why people wouldn't buy from you. That everybody who is in the consultancy space, the digital marketing space, knows that the desire and the demand in the marketplace is absolutely massive for what we do. It's huge. There's only two reasons they wouldn't really buy from you, and that's they don't believe that you're going to do what you say you do, or there's too much risk. Those are the two reasons they wouldn't buy from you. So the way I overcame that was with just a super good guarantee, basically. So I came up with a money forward guarantee, which basically said, hey, I'll work for you for 30 days. It is chargeable time, but at the end of the 30 days, if you're not 100% satisfied, you don't even get your money back. You don't even have to pay me. So it's not even a money back guarantee. It's like you just don't pay me, and we end the relationship friends. So when you put your money where your mouth is like that, and you offer to show your value before you take payment, then A, it's very hard for them not to believe that you're telling the truth, and B, it reverses that risk as well. So it overcomes the two major objections, which is I don't believe you, or there's too much risk. So on the back of that guarantee, I was able to build that business up just very, very quickly indeed.
Just a stupid offer no one else would even consider offering.
Oh, look, it's like if you want to be the best, you got to be prepared to put your money where your mouth is, right? At the end of the day, I believe in a value exchange. Money chases value. Money chases service. So if you deliver value, if you deliver service.
What I'm hearing a lot people would kind of ask there is like, how do you know you're getting the right customers? A lot of people would just take that offer without really being the right customer for you. Are you have a big filtration process before people get to that offer, or how does that work? Or do you have a lot of people
so at the time,
Literally
Yeah,
can't afford you.
so at the time, so I had a few people that didn't take me up on the offer. But look, I just look at that. That's cost of business. That's cost of marketing, right? So I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a huge amount of capital starting out. So it's like I couldn't spend $20, $30 a click on AdWords. I couldn't buy email lists for $3,000. So I had to get creative with it. So instead of spending the money up front and spending say $1,000 on a mail out, I thought, well, my service for the month is $1,000. If it costs me, if I have to give service for a month for free to one person to get 3 other people, that's just cost of business. That's just cost of marketing. So I just didn't take it personally. Obviously, some people are going to take advantage, but I just didn't take it personally. I just realized that this is what I've got to do if I want to grow.
Okay, so
pretty much.
Look, there's a growing cost. Some people may not be in the same sort of ethical place as yourself, but it's cost doing business. So what do you think about it?
Look, at the end of the day, it's like back then I really didn't have a systematic process of getting business on board. I did a lot of networking, a lot of JV stuff, a lot of white label stuff, pretty much a little bit of everything really. So, I get a couple of good partners, and once they trusted me, I had 3 or 4 agencies that were sending me a lot of business, and I had 3 or 4 JV partners that were sending me a lot of business, and it really wasn't a problem for the most part. I would do it again for sure.
Yeah, and how are you actually getting in front of these prospects for having that conversation in the first place?
Back then or now?
Let's start with back then we'll just transition to your move to Australia.
So back then, like, networking was a big part of it.
Okay.
So I went to it's like business is people at the end of the day. Serious business is done over beer. It's done on a golf course. You gotta eat with the people you do business with at some point. If you want to have a great business, you've got to eat with the people you do business with. You've got to sit down and share a meal with them. So that was big for me. So the breakfast meetings were great because we got to sit down. Look, there was one guy I was just on a forum, and it was a PPC forum actually. And I was looking for some tips, and this guy was saying how he was getting great results, and I just said, I looked on his profile on the forum and said he was in the town that I lived in. So I just sent him a message and said, hey, we're in the same town. How about we have a beer? So we got together. And he ended up sending me probably $300,000 worth of business over the next 3 years.
Nice.
So you never know where it's going to come from, Josh. You never know. It's like, just get out there, meet people, be willing to sit down and eat with them, build the relationships, and at the end of the day, your net worth is your network, and your relationships are your business. Without that, you really don't have a business.
Brilliant. So let's fast forward. You got this business going well. What happened? Why did you decide to move and start again from scratch?
Well, it was with obviously I'm married now. I've been with my wife. We've been married for 3-4 years, something like that. And it's time to, think about having a family. So Australia just struck me as a better place to raise a family. I think, over the next 20 years, Australia's going to fare better than Europe. And of course, the climate's nice. You get bigger gardens with the houses. You got the
Flash
beaches,
flooding in Sydney, extreme heat in Queensland. It's all good.
It's great. It's great. So, originally, I was going to keep the UK business open. That was the plan, but my accountant got really flaky on me. He started missing filing dates, and I was really dependent on him to manage the finances of the business, not being in the UK and not really being able to stay on top of that myself. And he started missing filing dates. I got a few penalties from the tax service, and I was just like, I can't do this. I can't have a business with that kind of liability, and an accountant for legitimate reasons is getting flaky. There was legitimate reasons for it, but nevertheless, it's like
you can't run a business like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, an accountant is a person that has to be trustworthy. You have to build that relationship again, and I'm like, I can't just take on another accountant. I need to know who it is, so I'm just going to shut this bad boy down.
Do you shut it down, or do you sell it off?
So that's what I did pretty much.
What happened?
Yeah, I just shut it down. A lot of them I just let go. A lot of them I just said, hey, major life change going on. It's been a fantastic ride. A couple of them came over with me. Like I talked to them, I sat down with them and said, hey, I'm moving to Australia. Here's the deal. Do you want to continue the relationship? A couple said yes. A couple said no. I appreciate you letting us know. We'd like somebody local. So most of the clients didn't come with me, to be honest. So it really wasn't worth continuing.
Fair enough. So, Australia, what happened?
Yeah.
'Cause your approach changed dramatically from what I've read.
It did. It did. So, look, I got to Australia, and the business was successful in the UK. I had some savings. It's not like I came here, got off the boat and went to the welfare office or anything like that. So I had some savings. But Sydney's expensive, man. I don't know if anyone's been here or not, but it's an expensive place to live. You can burn through a lot of money very quickly here, for sure. So the first year was like, look, we moved to Australia. We set up a brand new home from scratch. We came with suitcases. That was it. And we had a baby as well. I mean, that's 3 life events. Any one of those could throw you off in a year. Had all 3 of them at the same time. So I didn't do too much work. I kind of took the year off, really. But then, come January time, I just went into panic mode. And I'm like, my goodness, I've burnt through 100K in the last 12 months. I've got a baby. I haven't really got an income. We got to do something about this. So the alarm clock got set 4 hours earlier. The work day is extended, and I was just like, look, I've got to get clients. I've really got to get some clients, seriously. So first client I got was a dentist. Got him some results very, very quickly. Got him some great results, and he paid me very well for those results. So I just thought, hey, well, what if I go next door to the next suburb over?
Just to clarify, is that
Yep.
AdWords, SEO?
That was
Facebook
AdWords,
ads?
yes.
AdWords, okay.
That was running his AdWords campaigns for him,
Okay.
basically. So I got him great results. He was very happy. Paid pretty darn good fee, really. So I just thought, hey, is this replicatable? If I go to a dentist in the next suburb over and I show him these results, would that help? So help like crazy, as you can imagine. I just went and said, hey, I'm working with a dentist in the next suburb. These are the results. Do you want some of that? And he said, yeah, absolutely. So took him on board, similar results. So then I'm like, wow, this is, once is an anomaly, 2 times is a scientific law. So I'm like, right, we got to scale this thing. At the time, we got a great campaign, we're getting great results. These seem to be a good client base. Let's go big with this. So I started a direct mail campaign, started approaching people specifically on LinkedIn, offering very specific services. And that's where it really happened very quickly. I ended up getting the 18 clients in 60 days. Price was really steadily increasing throughout those 60 days to where in the end, I was probably charging double what I started at the beginning, and people were still very happy to pay that. So it kind of dawned on me, Joss, at that time, this is how to do it. You specialize in a niche, you get the results for one group of people, and then you leverage those results. And, it makes it very, very easy to speak with prospects, and it makes it very easy for me to be confident to know that I'm going to deliver results.
Pick a niche, get results from them.
Yep.
Go to the next person and say, this is what I've done. Would you like the same results? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Let's talk about the specifics. How do you go to the next people, and what's the approach that you've used there? Because I know it's a mix of LinkedIn, direct mail, outbound email? Outbound
email, yep, absolutely. Yep. That's working. It's pretty hot right now. That's probably, if I was going to advise somebody to start and they're on a limited budget or limited time, that would be it, outbound email.
Okay.
That's working really good. Look, direct mail is my favorite. If I could only have one marketing route to market for the rest of my life for any business I was ever going to be in, I would choose direct mail. Direct mail is good. I like it. And I think the reason it works so well is nobody's really doing it anymore. Your mailbox is empty these days. And secondly, it just has credibility to it that isn't there with a cold email. A direct mail says that you're a real business that has a location and you're a person, and it's just more tangible than an email.
Okay. Are we able to talk about both? Like, start with email. What is an email? Do you send a number of emails? Is it one email? How do you approach that?
Yeah, it's generally going to be a series of emails. So, look, marketing is like dating, Joss. It's like people immediately ask, the date to marry them, and it's like, whoa, back up a second. I may have married you, but not now.
No, now you're the freaky guy.
So it's like, exactly. Now you're the freaky guy. So, look, the first contact is designed to create curiosity. The second contact is designed to create interest. The third contact is designed to create desire, and the fourth contact is designed to transfer funds. So we've got to take curiosity to interest, interest to desire, desire to transaction. So that can't be done in one email.
Yeah.
So, your first outreach, whether it be on Facebook or direct mail, it doesn't matter. You just want the person to be curious. Okay, I'm curious. You've got my interest. You've bought yourself another sentence. You've bought yourself another email. You've bought yourself another minute, And then the second email or, whatever it is designed to turn that curiosity into interest. To where they're like, okay, yeah, you've got my attention now. I'm listening. The third contact is, I can see how this can work for me, and then get those greed glands going, basically. Get them.
Would you be able to give something more specific, like in terms of how that email is structured for whatever industry you can think of?
Yeah, so basically, again, it's like, the specific details. I do offer training on this,
Yeah.
and the copy and stuff like that is going to be covered in that. But generally speaking, the first email is like, it's almost a hypothetical. It's like, if I could do this for you, would you be interested? It's not making any promises. It's not aggressive. There's no like risk in there. It's like, hey, Joss, if I could do this for you, would you be interested? If I could show you how to get in front of 15 to 20 people a week of your ideal prospects, would you be interested? Is that something you'd be interested in? So who's going to say no to that? So, but there's no buying there. There's no selling. There's no pressure. It's just, hey, are you interested? Curiosity. So then the answer to that question is yes. Is that email easy or hard to say yes to?
Low commitment barrier type thing.
Yeah, it's very easy to say yes to, and it's very hard to say no to. If I could show you how to get in front of X number of clients each week, would you be interested? Whereas if I say, hey, would you like to hire me as a business consultant? Easy or hard to say yes to? Easy or hard to say no to? So most people go at it from, their initial outreach. It's very, very hard to say yes to, and it's very, very easy to say no to. We want to flip that around. We want our initial approach to be very, very easy to say yes to and very hard to say no to. So then, that creates the interest, right? Or the curiosity, rather. Now you're curious, you might reach back and say, quite often people will call back or, reach out, email and say, yeah, I'm interested, let's book a call. Not yet, we're not ready yet for a call. So I'll push back and say, hey, happy to jump on a call with you, Joss, but I don't want to waste your time. I know you're a busy man. I want to be respectful. So how about I send you a little bit of information about what we do prior to jumping on the call? That way you can get a feel for who I am, what I do. If it's right, we'll get on the call. If it's not, we won't.
Okay, so you only send this email to these people if they say yes or something to that first email? Or do you send it anyway?
Yeah, well, no. So if they don't respond to the first email, they get another curiosity email. We can't skip steps. We can't skip the curiosity step. So unless they engage in curiosity, if they don't engage in curiosity, we leave them alone. So I'll make 3 or 4 efforts to get them to engage in curiosity. But if they don't, it's like saying, hey, if the girl says, I'm not going on a date with you, do we just then ask her to marry us?
No, not quite.
Probably not the best strategy, right? We've got to get that first date, and that's curiosity. In this case, if we can't get them to engage in the curiosity, move on. They're a dead loss.
Yeah.
Then they're not going to do any good for you at all.
Okay, brilliant.
So that's where you've got to have multiple follow-up sequences, right? For the people that, the ones that engage in curiosity, and then the ones that don't. It's 2 completely different follow-up sequences, depending on their behavior, pretty much.
Brilliant. Okay, so curiosity, then it's attention?
Interest.
Or interest. Curiosity into
Second step is interest. Okay. We want to turn curiosity into interest. And that's where, we use indoctrination materials. That's where we push back. So look, you're not gonna get on the phone with Frank Kern 2 minutes after you ask for a phone call. It's not gonna happen. If you're the industry leader, if you're a thought leader, you're high up in the industry, you're not just going to jump on the phone with people. It doesn't work. Try and get on the phone with Frank Kern. Even if you're interested in buying his premium products, he's going to push you back. So, and there's a reason for that. So what we want to do, before they get on the phone with us, now they've indicated interest, I'll send them some material that it positions me as the expert in the industry. It shows some case studies potentially, if I have them, of what I've done for other people, give some social proof. It positions my fees. So I want people to know that I'm premiumly priced before getting on the phone with me. If they think I'm going to work for $300 a month, then it's a waste of everybody's time on the phone call, right? So they need to see the premium pricing, or at least have a feel for that. And I'm going to send them some material that really overcomes a lot of the objections that they would have. I know with my market, I know what the common objections are, so I'm going to send them material that kind of gives them solutions to those objections ahead of time. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can see how this could work. So now that curiosity is like, yeah, I'm interested now. So if they come back to you, Josh, and say, hey, yeah, look, I've read your material. I think it's fantastic. I love what you're doing. I'd love to have a call with you. Now this is a prospect at this point.
Okay.
Now they're interested, right? Now they're genuinely interested. So again, we want to push them back, make them jump through some hoops. Don't just get on the phone. Just make them go through a booking calendar, make them fill out an application, make them prove to you that they are worth your time. Because your time is something you can never get back, and the last thing you want is to spend an hour with somebody who just wants some free consulting. That's not good. So make them jump through some hoops, make them prove that they are a genuine prospect, they're genuinely interested, and then when you get on the phone, now we've gone from curiosity to interest, we've gone from interest to desire. This person is now desirous of the result that you can provide for them. They know who you are, what you can do, the result that you can deliver, and an idea of your cost. So, look, I had a call yesterday to Josh, and the guy just said, hey, look, I've already decided I'm going to sign up. Do we do the call anyway? Do you want to go through the sales pitch anyway, or do you just send me a link? What do we do? So that's the result of good indoctrination material and a good desire sequence within your follow-up. People will come to you, they're ready to buy, and that desire is already there when they get on the phone.
Brilliant. Okay, so from there, on the phone, obviously you make the sale, then do what you do normally.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's a very similar approach to LinkedIn. You try to get them first contact us to get their interest, and then get them off LinkedIn.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly right. So look, whether you use LinkedIn, direct mail, email, a horse and carriage, smoke signals, it doesn't matter. All of that stuff is just it's the vehicle to deliver your message. It's your message and your content that does the heavy lifting. So, people are confused. They go, I want to try Facebook ads, thinking that Facebook ads is something that's going to get them results. It's like, no, Facebook is just a good way to it's a vehicle to deliver your content. It's a vehicle to deliver your message. If your message is crap, it's not going to work for you. If your message is junk, if your content is substandard, nothing's going to work for you. But, if you've got, LinkedIn is great because of the search features. We can get really granular with the search. So, for me, for example, I can locate dental practices within a radius of a city who have more than 10 employees, and I can nail that down to owner or partner. So that's someone I want to talk to. So what LinkedIn does is allows me to put my proven message in front of the right person. That's why I like LinkedIn. Same with direct mail. Direct mail, if you're willing to do a little bit of research and find the right person, go to Google, find the right person, make sure that the letter's going to the right person. It potentially allows you to put a very targeted message in front of a very specific person, offering a very specific solution to a very specific problem. So my strategy is to aim small, hit small.
Okay.
I don't want to be carpet bombing the marketplace with generic marketing messages like, hey, Mr. Dentist, if I could do this for you, would you be interested? Here's what I've done for your competitor 10 kilometers down the road. So it's just understanding that it's different vehicles, right?
It's brilliant.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure does. Got a few other people asking questions here. Let me see this. Okay, sorry, he's just said that. How do you get clients on pipeline, blah, blah. How do you measure, when you're initially getting started, how do you measure that the clients were 100% satisfied? Is that just them saying, hey, I'm satisfied, or do you set metrics with them initially?
Look, that's a good question. So here's the answer. And this is like a lot of people are very confused in business, and this will help a lot of people. This is probably the most valuable advice I could give anybody, is your bank account tells the truth. Your friends don't tell. If you want to know how well you're doing in business, don't ask your mother, don't ask your wife, don't ask your friends, ask your bank account. Your bank account doesn't lie. It's very, very honest. So the way I measure satisfaction is do they pay the invoice on a monthly basis? So I'm not cheap. I'll be upfront. I'm not cheap. My services are not cheap, but they are quality. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that to work with people that want the best. They understand the value of that and they're willing to pay for it. And my measure of am I delivering is do they continue to pay my invoice on a monthly basis? Because the kind of people that I'm working with, they're not dummies. If you're not delivering value, if you're not people don't get to be multi-million-dollar business owners by being silly with money. They get to grow to that size by understanding that for every dollar they give, they've got to give two back. They've got to get two back. So pretty much I ask my bank account, is this client satisfied with my work? Is this client happy? And that's how I do it, yeah. And obviously talking to them as well. Like again, I mean, the relationship is very important. Getting feedback, and a lot of times, like when you're going into a more advanced service that transcends the typical kind of bargain basement offer that's in the marketplace that most people are offering, it becomes more of a consultative service. So, excuse me. We want to be getting that feedback from the client as well and saying, hey, we sent you X number of leads this week. Can you feedback me up? Can you feedback to me what, are they converting? If they're not converting, where is it breaking down? Are you getting them on the phone? Great. Are they booking in? No, they're not booking in. Okay, well, we need to put something in place in the funnel to make sure that they book in. Are they booking in? Yep. Are they showing up? No, they're not showing up. Okay, well, we need to incentivize the show up. So we've got to be getting that feedback from the client on an ongoing basis. And when you build that relationship like that and you're working a bit more closely with the client, then you just kind of know if they're happy or not.
Brilliant. All right, mate. I want to ask you next. What is it that you answer so many questions in such a short period of time? What has it been the most, I guess, pivotal, most important lesson you've learned along the way?
It's don't be afraid. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to back yourself. So, look, if you're not prepared to offer a money back guarantee, you're basically saying I'm too risky to invest my own money in. So what kind of message is that sending to the client, right? If you say, well, no, I'm not willing to put my own money on the line to back my own work, and they're like, well, you expected me to put my money on the line to back your work. If you're not, to go back to the beginning of the conversation, it's like a great guarantee is the basis of rapid growth. That's the basis of it, in my opinion, in my estimation and experience. And if you're not prepared to back yourself, if you don't believe in yourself enough to do that, then why should the client believe in you? If you're not willing to take the risk or a good chunk of the risk when it's what's behind the curtain, you know what you're going to deliver. And if I'm not willing to take the risk on me at that point in time, why should the client invest in me? If I'm not prepared to invest in myself and believe in myself, why should the client invest in me? And at the end of the day, they don't know you from Adam. All they have to go on really is some case studies and some words that may or may not be true. At the end of the day, they don't know. And the level of confidence that you exude when you pitch your service, when you talk to them, it comes down to the level of confidence that you exude, and you can't fake that. You either believe in yourself or you don't. If you believe in yourself, they'll believe in you. If you don't, they won't.
I just had the funniest comment here from Josh. I was meant to have a call with Cody yesterday. I cancelled on him. Sorry, Cody.
Yeah, that's all right.
Love it.
So we'd have covered a lot of this stuff on the call anyway, Josh. So this is kind of the stuff we talk about on the calls, just a little bit more specific. So that's all right. It happens. I had a good day. Yes, I had a good day yesterday without you, Josh. That's all right.
So, what are you most excited about now, Cody? What is it that's got you fired up? What is it you're looking forward to? What's the next big challenge?
It's the coaching. It's the coaching. Like the agency changes my life. The coaching changes everybody's life. So it's like I can impact my life with my agency. And my clients as well, like the dentists and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm working with people now that literally changing lives. And to be fair, they're changing their own lives. I'm just giving them some information that will help do that.
You're just fast tracking the process, really. If the people are
yeah,
got that grit or whatever you want to call it, they'll get there eventually. But you're just giving them the tool sets that you've learned from the painful experiences of not having done it the wrong way.
That's exactly right. I've got a private Facebook group, and people in there they just go, oh no, I messed up, I did this, and it's like, it's all right. How do you think I know how to answer this question? I've blown many a sale, I've lost many a client. It's like, it's all cost of doing business. But yeah, look, no, I really enjoy working with people and seeing them, seeing their lives change and stuff like that. And I've got a lot of people that are in my situation. They've got young families, and they just want to do right by their families. They just want to provide a better life for themselves and their families. And having those stories come back really fills me with joy. And I've always wanted to look from the very beginning. I went to a Tony Robbins seminar in 2007, and I wanted to be Tony Robbins. I wanted to sell from the stage, and, do that coaching stuff. And it's like that's never left me. But at the end of the day, you've got to have the experience, you've got to have the track record, you've got to have all of that stuff behind you. And it's taken me 10 years to get to the point to where it's like, right, this is legit.
Brilliant.
This is legit now.
Awesome, mate. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. So if people want to connect with you and learn more about your coaching or just start experience, what does you do? I know you've got a brilliant option sequence that people can go and see some of your stuff. Can you what's the best place for them to visit or connect with you on?
Yeah, so codybutler.me. There's some links on there to where you can sign up for some free stuff. But yeah, I really pride myself in my free content. I like to think that a lot of my free stuff is better than a lot of paid stuff that's out there. So my free stuff is really, I put a lot of effort into making that top notch. So if you spend an hour with me in a free training, I promise you that's going to be worth it if you're serious about growing your agency. info@codybutler.com. You can reach me at info@codybutler.com if you're interested in specific stuff. You can reach me there. And I'm on social media. Google, Facebook me. You'll find me on social media. I'm not sure exactly what the URL is. I've got it here somewhere, but type in Cody Butler, you'll find me. I'm on Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm not hidden. I'm out there.
If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm sure Cody or myself will get through to them later. And again, please give Cody a massive thanks in the comments. He's been very generous with his time here today, and I just want to say thank you for joining us. And guys, later today we'll have Ari Meisel joining us on the show, so that should be a bit of fun as well. Alright, until next time, we'll see you all soon.